Hi everybody, welcome to Explore and Traverse. My name's Mike, I'm your host. Value, content, subscribe, you know the drill. So let me get started telling you about what we're going to talk about today. We are going to be making a sliding X anchor. Now before I let you see any of this content, I'm going to let you know that I'm going to show you how I was taught and that this probably isn't the best way, and I'll show you ways to fix the error after I show you the original way. So once you see it, still watch. I have improvements. So the way I was taught to make a sliding X anchor is to clip your single length sling. This is an 8mm Dyneema sling, 120, no it's not, that's double. This is a single length sling, which is only 60. So it's an 8mm single length sling, 60 centimeter. And I clip each into each side. I have these two strands here. I'm gonna make sure that this tab is up towards the locker. I'm gonna take the top end and I'm gonna twist it. I'm going to take my locking carabiner, which is going to be my master point. I'm going to clip it in, and we have ourselves a sliding X anchor. Super simple, super easy. I'm up there. I can belay down. It's great because it equalizes as the belayer goes from side to side. If it's a one-way route, guess what? That's great. One big issue is that if one of these does fall, say this side, there's a lot of extension. I'm going to fall, they're going to fall a little bit ways, and there's a lot of force going on this little knot here, which is not great, but it should hold. The biggest issue with what I just showed you isn't the extension, but if this gets cut, if the cord gets cut, the anchor's gone, you're gone. So the way that we fix that is quite easy. We're going to take two slings. We're going to clip one here. Do the same thing with the other. Making sure that the tab is up near one locker. Taking the other side, clipping it in here. Holding it down. Flipping it over again so we have that little loop there. And clipping it in. Now, the advantages this has is if one of these gets cut, the other one should hold. Great. It's also great for equalizing. Again, the extension, not that great. The other thing is if a rock does come down and fractures one strand, it might also fracture the other. So it's not like this is a super bomber anchor, but it's quick to put up. There is redundancy and there's a lot of equalization. So this would be a good one if there's a really one-way route. You're on a good ledge, you're solid, you're up there, and it's very easy climbing. Now, I'm going to show you a better way to do the sliding X anchor. It's a little bit more difficult, but it's another tool in your tool bag. Here, I have a double length, 8mm, 120 centimeter length sling. It's a lot of numbers. That sucks. Look it up, Google it, replay this, just so you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to clip one side in, and then I'm going to clip the other. Get the tab, like I said, up near that other locker. I'm going to take this in, and I'm going to do an overhand knot. It's going to get a little tricky after this. That way the tab is not near the locker. I know that this side's good. I'm going to find the other side, but before I do that, I'm going to take this part of the sling, I'm going to bend it over, and I'm going to make sure that this, the master point, is exactly at the bottom. The reason for that is we're going to need one strand to be a little bit longer than the other. Now that I have that, I'm going to take this, pinch it down. I know where I want my knot. Now that I have it pinched, I'm going to do an overhand. There we go. Lock it, blah, 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 blah. Now we have ourselves a sliding X anchor. It operates a lot like a quad. One of the biggest issues is that the soft rubs on soft, which does create a lot of abrasion and does wear it down a lot easier. However, this has redundancy. The other thing it has is if there's, say, something that fails up here, the extension isn't as much as, say, that single length that just goes on down. These limiting knots will stop the locker. The biggest issue you'll find a lot of times is that you'll end up having one side that's a little bit longer than the other, and it bears the brunt of the weight. However, this is a very good knot, a very good anchor to use. And that's all the Sliding X variations that I know. If you have more, feel free to put those in the comments. This community, share information, tell me what you think of each of these anchors that you have. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time on Explore and Traverse. Thanks everybody. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Wow.